Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I have a question for you.
Shoot.
How do I find a lawyer?
What do
I
you
mean,
do?
I realize you
Well,
are a lawyer,
right.
but I mean, how do I find, like...
A real lawyer?
A
Thank
real
you.
lawyer, a not you lawyer. No.
Well, it's funny that you asked how do you find a lawyer, and my first thought was, what do you do? What did you do? And your first thought was, why wouldn't I hire you?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
each have come to this conversation assuming the other is doing something very wrong here. All right, but let me, people ask me that question all the time. Always.
Are you
How do I
offended
hire-
every time? Just be like, hello, what am I? Are you not seeing this?
Exactly. The first question I always ask people is, are you sure you need a lawyer? Because, first of all, it depends on the kind of case you have. If it's a case that's generally worth about $10,000 or less, in general, and this depends on your jurisdiction, but in general, a case for $10,000 or less, usually we go to small claims court, and you don't need a lawyer for small claims court. But the other thing is, sometimes people don't know how much their case is worth because they don't even know whether they have a case. And a lot of those cases are discrimination. I was treated unfairly or I was fired unfairly.
Yeah.
Can I talk to a lawyer? In that case, I would say your first step, if you feel like you may or may not have faced unfairness at the office, is go to the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, is a government organization. That's the federal organization. There's one in every state also. But go to the web, go find your local EEOC office, and they'll tell you for free whether or not you've got a case. And if they think you do have a case, then you do it there and you don't need a lawyer.
But okay, say it's about someone's threatened to sue me or something like that. Like how do I find someone good? How do I
You determine that you need to hire a lawyer. How do you find one? And there are a couple of ways to do it. Okay. The first and the best way is talk to people you know who have had experiences with lawyers, because a personal referral is the best way. Okay. You see these on TV, and they could be good, but they're usually not. I mean, sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. You have no way of knowing. Right. So that's not good enough. Talk to people who have actually used a lawyer and get that recommendation.
Yeah, good.
You can also go to your state bar, and I don't mean like that kind of drinking bar. I mean if you go online again.
That's right, that would be super convenient.
And also maybe what got you in trouble in the first place.
Possibly, exactly.
Right? But you go to online to the bar for each state, attorney bar, and they'll have a referral service where it's people who are actually certified. Or you could find somebody in the Yellow Pages or on an advertisement who you've heard of. But before you ever hire a lawyer, I don't understand why it is that people will go from, any number of stores to comparison shop, but something isn't important as a lawyer, they'll make one call and say, well, now I have a lawyer. Call a couple and talk to them. And there are specific questions you should be asking. And the first is, how much of this type of case do you handle? How many cases have you had like this? And the second question is there a charge? Do you win, right?
Right. It's like going to a cancer doctor. It's like, well, if you see 18,000 people a month with cancer, but how many of them survive?
Yeah. Right. Well, hopefully lawyers have better success rates on that.
Right. Imagine that if you lose a case and they have to kill you.
Right. So if you're looking for a death penalty lawyer, you really
want to find out his win record. Yeah.
And then ask if there's a charge for a consultation. You'll sometimes get more information in person than online or over the phone. But some lawyers charge for the initial consultation.
Really?
Find out what that is, and then find out what is it that they charge in general. Is it an hourly fee? And if so, how much? Or is it a fixed fee? In order to get a divorce, I will charge you X amount in total. Okay? And then you'll also want to know, because a lot of these referral companies, you'll see billboards, that's not actually the lawyer you're talking to on the phone. That's an operator who sounds like a legal professional, but may or may not be. Ask the question, are you the one who's going to handle my case? If not, who is going to handle my case? Now, sometimes you don't need the person who's answering the phone to handle your case. If you're talking to the head partner, you don't want to be charged $500 an hour, right? If an associate can do it. But always ask who's handling my case, and then be sure to interview that person. And then once you've had a couple, you'll know who you feel most comfortable with, and you don't feel like you'll have been taken by the legal process in addition to whatever it is that brought you there in the first place.
Thank you.